Good evening. You are with us at Open Vibes. My name is Damika Eugene, and we have our guest, Miss Cratina Webb, all the way from Dallas. She
Yeah.
is a girl boss, and we are going to jump right into it. Miss Cratina, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, girl.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so Miss Cratina, share your brand with us. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what your brand is about.
Okay. And I always tell people it's a couple of them. You
That's
have the
okay. Tell us about all of them.
you have Tina Webb brand. That's just me standing behind a chair doing what I do best, being a cosmetologist, salon owner, educator within the industry. I teach haircutting business. I'm a consultant as well, and I teach product knowledge. So that's the Cratina Webb brand. And then I have my salon, which is Girl Talk Salon Inspire Incorporated,
Mhm.
um, brand within itself. And then the product line, which is Girl Talk Hair Care Systems.
Mhm.
And
That's okay. Let's keep going with it.
and Texas International Hair and Trade Show, and as well as and I kind of put Cratina Webb up under my C5E brand.
Okay.
That's, and like I said, the consulting, the educating and things like that. And within that, my hair royals, which is my style team as well. So
Okay.
yeah, I think I can breathe.
Nice. So, the Texas International Hair Show.
Right.
Great job, phenomenal job. How many years has that been going?
Well, this year will be its 20th year. Years.
Cratina, amazing.
20, I don't know how it happened, but God is amazing.
Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I've been to the show, phenomenal. I've walked around, bought products, met new vendors. I really like the feel of it. I've brought my students there several times. So, yes, phenomenal show. So, if you don't know about it, find out about it because it happens right there in Dallas, Texas. Do you do other places?
No, right now, I mean that's enough for me to do that annually. So we are just in Dallas right now.
Okay. Okay.
Having a
So,
lot of people get us to different places, but right now just Dallas.
okay, so I'm gonna go all the way back, and then we're gonna come all the way back up to the hair show. So, when did you start doing hair? When did you enter the hair industry?
Actually, when I do my introduction and I go speak at places, I tell them I came out boom doing it.
Yes.
But my mother, I'm second generation. My mother is well, so I've been in the salon since I was like 7, 8 years old. You know,
Wow.
then I became her shampoo tech at 13. You know, just
Good.
from 93 to 2020. That's how long I've been in the industry. But I actually got licensed in 2000. Yeah.
Okay. So, Christina, I don't know if you know this, but I remember you from distributing with Samante.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And I'm
Yeah. So you had came to the school and you guys did you did a little platform thing for us, and it was just like, wow, you guys were amazing to the whole class, and it was like, this is what it could look like. Keep going,
right.
and that was many years ago. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I've been in love with it since I seen my mother being in the salon, seeing her working, and just the vanity of it. Not the vanity of it, of course, the money. The money that we can make in the hair industry. When I go, everybody said, "What you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "A hairstylist." They was like, "Oh, okay. So you just want to comb hair the rest of your life?" I was like, "You sure right." You
Yes, that's it.
don't think that. Don't think it's just combing hair because it's so much more to it than that.
It's actually a lot of work on your physical and your mental. It's a whole package. So, in this industry, you become a leader.
Hmm. Hmm.
And how did you discover coming into this that, when did you realize you were a leader in the industry?
Right. And what happens, it don't just like voila magic and just happen. It's
Mhm.
time because what happened when my partner, rest in peace, with the Texas Hair Show, when he
Sorry to hear that.
and asked me to be a part of the show, it was after him seeing me work and seeing me grind, you know,
Mhm.
and actually looking back on it, like I have always been in a leadership role, even, because I played sports in high school. Uh,
Mhm.
and I was and sophomore on varsity. You know,
Mhm.
kind of
So what
start.
you play, girl? What you play?
I played football, I played volleyball, and I ran track. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna say softball. Then we would have been,
right.
parallel. I played basketball, volleyball, softball. Loved it. Yes.
Yeah, it started out. I mean, it started all the way back on the darn playground. I'm not tripping. Like,
Mhm.
and of course, Arthur. I didn't say that, but Arthur as well. In writing my book, that made me understand pretty much who I was and
Okay.
those attributes came from. You know,
Mhm.
even back then, being voted, you know, class favorite and Duchess and being a part of homecoming court and stuff like that. I didn't even pay attention to it then. I was like, people just like me because I'm cool, you know.
Yeah.
But then growing up, seeing more and more that it kind of put me in a leadership role. So
Mhm.
in the industry, it's a little because you have to really prove yourself. And everything that I was doing, it wasn't to prove myself. It wasn't to say I want to be this leader. It was just like I'm
Mhm.
grinding. You know,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
want to be great in what I'm doing in my
Mhm.
industry. My mother, she owns a salon and she's like our black Barbie doll. From where we from, everybody used to call her Black Barbie doll.
Wow.
But just seeing her, in the salon doing what she do, I loved it and introduced me to Bonner Brothers at age 13.
Nice. Nice.
So just
So
imagine.
that was the first hair show at 13. Lights, camera, action. So did you guys compete in the show, or was it you just went to the show?
Yeah, we just went. We just, of course, her and a couple of her stylists and family. Some of our family members went. So
Okay.
at the age of 13, seeing Big Bad D, Cool C, Little Willie, Mr. Little, seeing all these people and seeing the work that they did, it
Mhm.
ignited a fire. Like,
Nice.
so just it kind of like I said, it started early and being a part of that culture early
Mhm.
on made me strive to be what I seen at the age of 13. So what happened, other people started seeing that grind and that drive, and
Mhm.
like asking me to do certain things. And one thing I tell people, people tell you what to do next. When you
Mhm.
searching and trying to figure it out, people will actually tell you what to do next. So what happened, one of our promoters in the city was doing
Mhm.
a party,
Okay.
want to be a part of the cut party. I was like, what you got to do? So, I actually I went to one and seen what they did. I think it was Patrick Bradley is one of the first ones who did it, right? Seeing him and how he operated, I was like, okay, he coming with glasses on. He ain't dancing, gyrating, and all that stuff. Like that's the
Mhm.
type I'll be. I dance. I like to dance,
Mhm.
but when I'm up there cutting hair, I'm not gonna do all that ignorant stuff.
Mhm. I mean, you got to have your own style, whatever your style is, and that's yes,
So
yeah.
my was to display what I did in the salon. You know,
Mhm.
my whole thing was I was a cutter. That's my thing. I'm a master cutter. That's what I love. So
Mhm.
I wanted to display cutting up static on stage. So I didn't do any extensions. I didn't do weaves or anything like that at this point. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to actual technique, you
Yes.
know, technique and so that's what I did. So once I started doing that and people started seeing that, one of our top stylists in the city, he was MCing, and he
Mhm.
was Ron Johnson, Studio 5012.
Yes.
He was like, man, she up here cutting. This is real hair. She ain't playing with y'all. She cutting real hair. You know.
Yeah.
So after that, people started asking me, did I teach hair cutting classes? And I was like, no, never was a thought. You
Mhm.
teach or educate or do hair cutting classes. But I did a couple more cut parties, and those questions kept on coming.
Nice.
So what happened for me, that created something to me. It was like, okay, I need to learn how to teach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love doing it, but I didn't at the time, I didn't understand how to translate it, you know.
Yes. How can I deliver this and with good success? Yes.
So totally different. So I just made sure I researched and I took a lot of classes. Then I started working hand in hand with even Chuck Caples. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
at his classes and actually assist him, and that just ignited. You know,
Mm-hmm.
with Chuck Caples, Freddie J, and Micheline Barber. Like those was my top. Of course, Patrick Brayley as well. Like those were my top people that I watched when it came to haircutting.
Yes.
Once I started doing that, and then of course the show actually put me on a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about leadership and things like that, and of course the way I work and in my drive and doing the hair show, more
Mm-hmm.
people that, and they started asking me, could I do certain things? Could I judge here? Could I be a part of this? And could you come teach a class in my show? So
Nice.
that actually what elevated, it took me to those different levels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Start
Mm-hmm.
out just shoot, if somebody else doing something big, you start out assisting them.
Yes.
Like Chuck Caples, he taught at all the major hair shows. You want
Mm-hmm.
to you? I sure will.
Yes. I what would you like? I remember my mentor. I said, and this is something I'm going to share this quick story. When I was in the hair salon and I was a Pola baby, just I did what I did in the kitchen, but when you in the hair salon, it's a whole different game. And I was doing apprenticeship in Detroit. And my first day in the hair salon, my mentor, he had these glasses and he dropped them on his nose and he said, what was that? Don't you ever do that again in my salon. And I
Wow.
went home and I bawled all night. And I told my mom, I'm never going back. I'm never doing that again. But I couldn't shake it. And when I went back in with this humility, with this discipline, with this drive and this passion. I said, what would you like for lunch? How many clients do you need shampooed? What time would you like me here? If we work 24 hours in the salon, we work 24 hours in the salon. Whatever it was that he needed, and I give him shout out, Larry Johnson, he taught me, he trained me, he showed me and sent me on my way. So those things you're grateful. If you need rods cleaned, if you need whatever, hair swept up.
One thing I teach when I go to schools, I always say, don't be too good or too big to sweep up hair.
Yes.
Home.
Yes.
And so a couple of students it resonate, but some they don't get it,
Mm-hmm.
because even when I became an educator for a product company,
Yes.
they had national educators, and we was of course trying to strive to be a national educator. So it was like, what you need me to do? Like you just mentioned, do you need to wash your combs? Do you want me to put, because what I did is set up their stations, whatever they, of course they flew into town. I opened up their bags and set their station up. Like, you don't be too good to do that because you learn from it.
You learn. You learn. I learned how to place tracks and just and back that was back in the day with the sculpture ponytails and just learning that. I just took it all. I watched, I took it all in. And
Right.
when it's your time to execute, it's
Right.
time. So let's talk about growing in levels. So
Mhm.
as a new stylist, do you recommend or do you believe that a new stylist can just jump out there and be at the top?
No. We like a baby. Okay,
Yeah.
let me ask. I see record right here. Can I record on my end?
Yes, ma'am. You should be able to.
Now, you make me feel old.
Oh no, I say that all the time. So I lost you.
That was yeah, that was my camera going. That's the
So
camera
did it
actually.
record?
Yeah, no,
Okay, excellent.
for the camera. But I always tell them, come out like a baby. crawl, get up under some great leadership first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless you're already on top and you just say, let me just go to school and get my credentials.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little,
That's a good, yes.
yeah, that's a, something totally different. But if you are just coming out of school, just pay your dues first. Like everyone to know that it comes with, I mean, I always tell them there's levels to this shit. You say that in a minute,
Yeah.
because you have to start out and be, like you mentioned, be humble first.
Mm-hmm.
Body that's already where you want to be, and
Yes.
start climbing that ladder and get to that point. So yeah, it takes time, because people was like, dang, where she come from? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I've been knowing you. Like this is actually one of the things that my partner at the time said. He was like, a lot of stylists was coming to him was like, hey, why you choose her? Like I've been knowing you this long,
Mm-hmm.
so and his
I think it's your work ethic and
right.
your discipline, because that shows up before you do. Your
Mhm.
name will precede you in the
Right.
community, and I don't know if a lot of people understand like how our community work,
Right.
but if you are a disciplined stylist, and sometimes you don't even have to be the greatest stylist,
Right.
that work ethic that will generate a buzz in the community, and people will sing your praises because you're there and you show up for them.
I tell people I'm country. That love, I like to hug, and just that's just who I am. I like to think
Mhm.
I'm goofy. I do have a little goofy side.
We all got that. That's that behind the chair comedy.
Right, right. So my client, they always say, "Girl, you crazy." I said, "Well, my clients are like me, so what that mean?" So yeah, that likable spirit. You have to be likable, because if people be like, I don't fool with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, a B, whatever.
It's amazing to see a mean stylist. I've seen them. It's not,
I have as well. I be like, really? You better, because your attitude is horrible.
and we'll have clients
Yeah,
booked all day. It's amazing to me.
lined up waiting on the ignorant. So, like,
But that's another thing. Your clients will be like you.
yeah, most definitely. Most
Mm-hmm.
definitely. And it shows up, because even we just did with the Texas Beauty and Barber Associate Action Coalition, we just
Mm.
did did a food drive to
Okay.
food in for our industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
My clients, they show up like every time I do anything like that, they support it. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
had me thinking. I was like, okay, well, dang, I guess I do a good job in supporting people, because
Yeah.
they, you know, just
The
the
love. They.
yeah,
Mhm.
returning. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's amazing.
Wow. Wow. So, okay. So in your salon, what is a day with Cratina looks like, start to finish? What does your morning start off? What do you do to get motivated? And then take us through a day.
Right. Well, when I come in the morning, they already know I speak to everybody. I'm like, what's up, or how y'all doing, or good morning.
Mhm.
What happened at home on the ride there. I
Mhm.
come the same way. You know,
Yes.
so I come in. They make fun of me because I'm I'm all about budgeting. So I pack my breakfast and my lunch and all that stuff. So I eat grapes and a parfait every morning, right? So
Mhm.
they trip out on that, because that's my regimen, that's my routine. I eat that, and then try to prepare for my first client. I make
Mhm.
that our salon is a professional environment, but we have fun.
Nice.
Not that uptight,
Yeah.
type. I even breathe. You know,
Mhm.
even with the music, we listen to hip hop, jazz all day.
Mhm.
Even if another stylist want to hear something else, get you some earbuds.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is, and the thing is 95% of our clientele be like, what is that we listen? What is that? What's
Mhm.
that? Did y'all
They
make?
vibe into it. Nice.
I was like, now the 1%, it don't even matter.
Mhm.
Got a problem with it? Want to hear some ratchet hip hop? I'm sorry, you just got to put that in your ear. But
Yeah.
we're creating a culture, and we're creating an environment. But I like to have fun. love what I do, and it just exudes. Like I make
Mhm.
sure that I'm in this because I love doing it.
Nice.
So anyone that work with me will know that, and anybody that comes sit in my chair will actually feel that spirit. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, tell us a little bit about that. Being a hairstylist, working over people, and having that influence on the mind.
Right. That's very important, because we already know that we come into this, no, we don't know coming in to
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
we are counselors. We don't know,
Hmm.
but some kind of way we pick up on that whenever our clients are like, girl, let me tell you what happened.
Hmm.
I've been married, or I'm going through a divorce, or, I have cancer now, or, like we have to be a different type of spirit, and I feel, especially if you touching on people,
Yes.
like that transferring of spirit and that energy, you have
Hmm.
a good spirit and good
Right.
energy, because
Hmm.
people, and
And it has to be a strong one
yeah, most definitely,
so that it doesn't overtake you.
most definitely, yeah.
Yes.
So that's one thing about my clients. They sometimes I'll be like, dang, did they just tell me that? I don't think I want that information. Like I gotta keep it. I mean,
Yes.
so I'm comfortable enough, you know,
Hmm.
able to open up and talk and be like, you know what, I'm listening to you because I see your work. I see
Yes.
what industry, I see that you're about business. You
Hmm. Hmm.
I see you with your family. Like they see all this, so they feel comfortable, you
Hmm.
know, saying or asking me anything. So we have to know when we get that power, when we have that responsibility, what to do with it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's crucial. That's part of the leadership package that comes with being a stylist. And and it's a lot of this I learned on the journey of teaching, letting students know they trust you.
Right.
That's very sacred, but also um, how to recharge. So how do you recharge spiritually or psychologically without letting it overtake you?
and and sometimes, of course, being a leader, it gets overwhelming. I done had I done broke down probably once and twice in my life. And people don't
Mhm.
know that part, but because a lot of stuff was coming on, on me at the same time.
Yeah.
Like close to me having health issues, and just some things at the salon was kind of falling apart at the time, and
Hmm.
sometimes you get tired of being strong for everybody.
Everybody. Yes.
But what, of course, you know how God works. You always have to have people who are stronger than you, or at least at that time, that you can call on, vent to, and they be like, "Hey, girl,
Hmm.
you got, you just," or someone that can tell you, "Go ahead and cry, go
Yeah.
ahead and scream," and and that's what I have learned. Like even when people have death in their family, and someone
Mhm.
close to them, cry, scream, holler. I can't tell you that it's going to be okay right now,
Yeah.
but I can tell you at least, so yeah, we have to um, have that time, or that place of peace. And girl,
Hmm.
just my car, going to sit in my car and just everything quiet, I
Hmm.
can, what I do, because even when I go to lunch at work, I never take anyone with me. No one ever goes with me when it's time for me,
Rightfully
because
so.
that's my time.
Yeah.
I don't even want to bring nothing back. I don't even I say I'll be back. They
Yeah.
be like, that nigga finna get something to eat.
No,
But
I totally understand it because you need all of that time, that all of that energy. And then, so when did you learn? Because this is stuff we learn along the journey. When did you learn that you needed a lunch?
I,
Because I bet it was a time you wasn't taking a lunch.
that's about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And I got to the point I said, you know what? This right here, just trying to find some time to go eat. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of that. I need some some time set apart, some discipline. You
Yes.
know, I just made sure in my schedule I blocked out from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they catch up, and then I might have 30 minutes, but then sometimes hour nobody can book during that time, so I actually have that time to go eat,
Yes.
go sing in the car, go sit in, because they know they be like, she in a dungeon if I'm in
Mhm.
the time. And we have a sign on the door, of course, saying knock before entering, but a lot of times they see the door closed, they're like, you don't want to be bothered. So
Mhm.
but yeah, you learn that after a while, because I
Yeah.
didn't have a,
Now here
because
we
so many.
go. 20 years you've been working. Well, you beyond 20 doing this hair show, and you just learned 2 years ago that I need this for me. And it's it sounds like you've given and given and given. You like, okay, I have to take for me and
Right,
discipline
right.
yourself with that. So how do you
Yeah.
balance family?
Wow. Like that right there, that's another thing that was learned.
Mm-hmm.
And I always said, because I was in sports and my mother was in the industry as well,
Mm-hmm.
like, and we talk about this all the time. She never came to any of my games. So I was bothered by that. Like, I realized, even in writing my book, My Life, Stupid Mistakes, and God's Fate, I
Mm-hmm.
realized in writing that book that I was still angry about it,
Wow.
talked about it,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
wasn't taking any responsibility for it.
Mhm.
She had to work, and now that I'm in that position and I have 3 children, I'm like, yeah, I have to work too. Then a couple years, I was like, no. Let me tell you what happened. My daughter had an event at her school. She was in elementary school at this time. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna get off working time and I'm gonna make sure I go. It was right across the street, like literally. I'm gonna make sure I get off in time and I'm gonna go over there. Right.
Mhm.
I end up I got there, but I was late. And she
Mhm.
had performed. So my youngest daughter, she was like, Ciara's crying. And I was like, why? Did she get in trouble or something? Like, what's going on? I went over there and she was like, you missed it. You missed everything.
Mhm.
You're right. That right there was like a spanking for me
Yeah, yeah,
from
eye opener.
from a 7-year-old at the time, and I was
Mhm.
like, well, baby, you're right. You don't have to worry about that no more. And
Mhm.
for today, because they run track, they into track, they go to the Junior Olympics and everything. Like they love it. They
Mhm.
breathe track.
Nice.
I had to make a decision because Saturday are my busy was one of my busiest days,
Mhm.
but it didn't matter because my kids mattered more. So
Yes.
I started taking off on Saturdays.
Nice.
And what happened, I had a few clients that would say, oh, it's track season. She's not going to be here. And when I say that amongst my other Saturday morning crew, and I was like, you know what, God, at this point, I need to write down a full description of who my ideal clients are.
Yes.
And in that description, they have to understand that I have a family and my family is first.
Mhm.
If they don't understand it, I need them as a client.
So there was a time, and ho this is a very good point because a lot of people don't understand that at a certain point in life, once you've laid this foundation, you can pick and choose your clientele.
Most definitely. It's like this.
And I remember a time where and it wasn't, people were angry with me, they were upset. I got rid of 40 clients and I realized they just were not good clients for me. And it wasn't easy because, we think about the money, we think about,
Almost.
yes. But what I realized was, what we're talking about, I was neglecting a lot of areas as a hairstylist.
Right.
So, with that being said, coming up in the industry, let's talk about sacrifice.
Hmm. Hmm. That's funny you said that. That's one of my major things I speak on. You know,
Hmm.
that's anyone, and that's a question. The success anyone is, what are you willing to sacrifice?
Hmm.
If you want success, you have to know that you have to sacrifice some things. But what
Yes.
my thing is, and I always say, sleep, friends, food. And whenever I say food, people are like, what?
Bad food,
Right.
unhealthy.
Right. And then sometimes you even think about like, dang, I gotta finish. I gotta get finished. I eat when I finish. I eat when I finish work, so sometimes we have to really think hard about the things that we need to sacrifice, especially like TV for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
for years I had a girl that worked with me and she said she didn't watch TV. I didn't believe it. I was like, how can you live in a house and don't watch TV? Like that's just like brushing your teeth in the morning, like watching TV. Like I don't
Yeah.
Um, but a couple years later, I realized I was trying to rush home and get home to watch Scandal. And I was like, damn, this is taking over my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to rush home, and if I record, I'm trying to watch 3 or 4 episodes. I'm over it
Oh.
because I didn't have time to do certain things, and I was like, oh,
You had time, just wasn't disciplined.
I have time. So
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where I started, and I stopped watching TV. Like
Mm-hmm.
my clients even know, girl, did you? Oh, never mind. You ain't seen Power. You don't watch TV.
I went 3 years, honestly, without watching TV.
Right.
And it wasn't intentional. It was just, I was in the salon, burn the midnight oil. I wake up, I'm in the salon. And when I sat down and I got sat down, it wasn't because I chose to sit down. I felt so outdated and behind. My mind couldn't even keep up with what was going on the TV. I said, what? The commercials, I was missing it. It wasn't connected. But
I went to like after when we got shut down, and I was actually getting ready to watch TV with my family, and I was like, "Where do y'all even keep the remote?" The remote. And look at it. I lie to you not. And I was like, "Dang, what? How?" Asking my 7-year-old how to even change the channel. Like I felt like I was in prison and I said, "Oh, this how they feel."
yeah, yes, those are traits of a girl boss for real. She does not know how to work the remote.
I even keep the thing, the remote control. Where you keep it?
Wow, wow. Um, so, do you believe hairstylists are held to a higher standard?
When it comes to
Um, when it comes to the community, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to just being able to have that balance, you know.
I don't know. I think we should be, but I don't really think that we are.
Mhm.
Because I think because some people have made this industry, they have watered it down. I say that. So people don't I look to her unless you have put yourself on that level. And
Mhm. Mhm.
that and the community see that, then they will put in that bracket, saying that, hey, okay, they want to see your work ethics. They want to see you succeed. They want to see that you are taking care of business, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
but treated just like seriously, like you comb hair for a living, and then some treated like this is my corporation, this is my business, you
Mhm.
know, and I have my paperwork in order, like I'm compliant, you know.
Yes.
So then when they see that, then they do hold you in that regard. You know,
So, what do you think is going to take to get it back to that professional level, that outlook from the community?
I think more not so much as degrading the ones that's not doing it. I think it's more taking them up under your wing and saying, hey, seriously, where you want to be in 5 years, where you
Mhm.
want in years, because it's just like your own child. If you tell them stuff over and over again, they don't get it until someone else tell them, So
Mhm.
it'd have to be like different people plant, one person planting the seed and then different people watering the
Yes.
seed. You
Yes.
to say, okay, and then showing them, becoming a model for them
Mhm.
to that is not that Instagram stuff that y'all see is a lot of it's foolery and fakery. You
Mhm. Mhm.
really are grinding, like watch them. Come
Yes.
listen to them, you know. And I'm not mad, and we have to make sure we create a balance too, and not say it in a way that the
So it
Instagram.
takes away from somebody else, but it's a balance to
Right,
it. It
right.
really, because you know, social media can make it look fun and exciting, and you know, a lot of times students they come to school because they're like, this is gonna be fun, and you're gonna play in hair all day, and it's like, no, there's an order to this. There's structure to this. To become a master cutter, you have to have a coordination, and your mind has to be disciplined.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and again, to talk about YouTube and Instagram, like I love it, and I love the fact that some of them have gotten to the place that they have gotten. Like, of course, I wouldn't belittle myself or do some of the things that they do to get to that level. Like
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see myself doing it because so many people have asked me to do like a reality show for the hair show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pitcher to Bravo. I'm a pitcher. I say, so do you want me to act ignorant for this? Because I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm very, it's like I don't like people in my personal space. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my personal business. You know,
Yes.
some things when I'm getting into it with someone, or we not seeing eye to eye, and our business ideas are not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people don't know how to take that. You know, so they
Mm-hmm.
drama, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to have you come in here, film that, and then tweak it, make you
And
money.
yes.
Look dumb,
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it's just like with the new reality. I mean, it's the reality.
I was gonna ask you.
I haven't.
I saw the preview. I'm not comfortable with it at all because you know, as like we talked about in the beginning, a baby.
Right.
Sometimes stylists are learning and they need that learning curve. And I always tell students, you know, when you're being honest with people, let them know I move a little bit slower.
Right.
You know, this is something I just recently learned. So it's a little bit practice. So your price might be on a curve, you know.
Right.
So don't, and and hair, being a hairstylist, that is a gift, and it's not easy unless you really have that cultivation
Right.
and you've been nurtured, you know, bringing that out. So to bash a new stylist or a stylist period is, you know, that's it's not cool.
Right.
So I'm not very comfortable with doing that because everybody's growing and we're all learning different things, and maybe this person been styling for 3 or 4 years and they find out this isn't for me.
Right. Right.
You know, but to put them out there,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to humiliate anybody or make them feel less than because they haven't perfected it like someone else have.
Yeah. That's it's sad. So I'm just like,
Yeah, it doesn't make me comfortable, especially for our industry, and I think it's going to take away more than it's going to enhance.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, because Tabitha takeover, and you know she was rough, but at the end of the day,
She was right. She was right.
constructive, and they got better, and they wanted to do better. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yes. And that's what it was about. It was about, let me take something that I am my, and it's about owning your industry. She owned it. She said, I see something wrong. I want to make it right. And let me show you how to make it right.
yeah.
So it's
So
all
like,
about your intent when you do something.
I said, I hadn't watched it, so I don't really know, but I just heard majority bad things about it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't love the previews, so I haven't watched it. uh, so let's fast forward. When did you say, I am going to do this hair show? Let's talk about that. How
Uh,
did that come about?
well, like I was actually I was competing in a show in Killeen.
Mm-hmm.
It was Maryland, Maryland.
Okay. Now,
I
what
mean,
year was that, if you don't mind me?
uh, maybe 99.
Okay.
Was it 99? No, so 2000, something like that. Something like that. I did the show. And I didn't place. I had fun, but I
Mhm.
didn't place. But he came up to me. He was like, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Do what?" He was like, "So, like, we need. I want. Do you want to do a hair show?" And I said yes. You know, not really knowing everything that was involved. I was like,
The labor,
right.
the time.
Didn't think about that because I was ignorant to the fact. I didn't know any of that. You know, so I
Mhm.
accepted. You know, and once everything, so I was like, oh, like
Mhm.
what it takes. You know, but I accepted it, and whenever I accept something, I'm gonna get it done, right?
Yeah.
So it just kind of went from there, you know, and it just kind of took off. I fell in love with it. Like that became my new baby. You know, we
Nice.
started traveling a lot, looking for educators and attending other shows. And at the time, that's when I would actually assist other people in their classes, you know, to see how
Mhm.
they class and see how they taught. And then getting close with other show directors to see what they were doing. Um,
Mhm.
you know, just it just kind of opened up a whole new door, you know, for me. And I just, like I said, when I accepted it and I said yes to it, we just
Mhm.
started out. I think, well, Vince did his first show here in Dallas, and then when we did it together, we moved it to Marshall. We
Mm.
did Texas, East Texas, for 2 years, and then
Mhm.
we to Dallas and did it big. Like we went to Dallas Convention, and
Mhm.
that was work.
Yes.
That
Yes.
like
So at that time when you did that in Dallas, like how many vendors, how many stylists?
and here in Dallas, okay, in Dallas, I was thinking Marshall. Marshall was a smaller arena, so we just had 20 probably 20 vendors or whatever. But when it came to Dallas, we had probably 75 to 100 vendors. You know, of course we did the night event as well.
Mhm.
So competition where we had 10 to 12 different competitors competing, you know.
Mhm.
And then I think at that time we probably had 25 to 3,000 people that would come, you know, to the show. 40 classes, you know.
Mhm.
So just it was crazy. Like I was like overwhelmed, like
Nice. Yeah,
overwhelmed.
because it's bigger than planning a wedding. It's like planning 10 weddings all at once.
You guys that just put on the showcases and competition, oh, that's cute. You know, like,
Yeah.
but this right here is a whole nother beast. You know,
Yes.
and it's crazy when you hear people that instead of trying to collaborate with you, want to compete with you and say, I'm gonna have the biggest show in Texas. I'm like, have at it.
See what it takes. See
Go
what
do.
it takes.
I'm
Yeah.
like, but you don't have to degrade, try to belittle someone else because
Mhm.
once you put your foot in them shoes, you're
Mhm.
really, you know, and that's why I tell them just go do it.
Yeah.
I, I,
Yes.
so, but it's
So, what time of year do you always have your shows?
summertime, June, and when
Okay.
we decided that because my birthday is in June, I'm a summer baby. My birthday is June 21st.
Okay.
I tell when he asked me what year we wanted, I mean, what month we want to do it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it around my birthday. I love what I do, and I can
You
celebrate.
don't ever enjoy your birthday.
Everybody used to, like my clients that really don't be knowing, they was like, "What you doing for your birthday?" I be like, "Oh, the hair show."
Mhm. The show.
Yeah,
I'll see about 3,000 people. Throw myself the biggest party ever.
that part. But I love it, so I didn't. I mean, unless I was like, for my 40th, I wanted because this year, like this,
Mhm.
was the biggest like turn up because it was our 50th year, and I'm turning 40.
Wow.
This year was going to be the turn up of all turn ups, but
Mhm.
COVID.
End season.
Oh,
COVID. I came in like a
when it's crazy, I'm like, oh Lord.
Oh. So when you're constructing your team, is it just your team in the salon that's helping you, or do you construct another team for the hair show? What's tell us about that?
a whole nother just spectrum of stuff. Like I have my salon team, I have my style team, and I have my show team.
Okay.
All of them intertwined, you know, because I have my assistant. She works in my salon. She's
Mm-hmm.
she's a colorist, so she's one of my color specialists for my style team. But
Nice.
administrative work, she is the bomb with
Wow.
that.
Wow.
She is organized and detailed. So she pretty much helped me, you know, deal with the educators, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just the vendors and things like that. So she pretty much helps with that. But my whole concept with doing the hair show and finding a team for the hair show is people in a different departments, like a barber that's just, you know, on top of their, well, not even on top of their game.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that's fair enough to put in the work, you know, and that's likable.
Okay.
Their makeup department, natural department, nail department, like each department, I try to find someone who can actually make their department their own.
Nice.
And
So
it's
you have creative freedom, somewhat, but still following a structure.
exactly, and things do have to get approved, you know. But for
Very
the I want them to have creative freedom. But sometimes people get tunnel vision and just think about me, 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 and
Mm-hmm.
but for me, and like I always tell them, I have to think about the bigger picture.
Oh,
Yeah, I have to think about vendors. I have to think about attendees. I have to think about educators and how all that mix in. You know, so I have to consider everyone. You know, so sometimes if I say something or if I don't agree with something, you know, people get in their feelings about it. But at the end of the day, I have to consider everything. You
mm-hmm.
know, but it's just one of those things that you can't make 100% of the people happy. But like I said, at 1%, you just don't even worry about that 1%. You know,
That's
you
right.
about everyone, you know, everything else, and the people who are satisfied and who are happy, you know.
So how do you keep your team happy? I mean, well, just focused and driven and excited, because there's a, for me personally, leaders, that there's an art to that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And one thing I do, I stay motivated by listening to motivational speaking every morning. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wake up to that. I meditate and I make sure I get that in my spirit so I can dish out.
That, yes.
So my whole thing is whenever trying to find a team member, because I always tell them, I said, you guys get paid how we get paid. You
Mm-hmm.
know, for vendors, we look for sponsorship, you know, and we sell tickets and things like that. So you guys get paid the same way we get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, if that's their motivation, money, then it don't work. It
Mm-hmm.
typically don't work. But if they passionate about it, and like I tell them, like even with us, the money come when you're passionate enough about stuff and you put in the work. You know,
Yes.
you have those that just like, hey, well, I just love, I respect what you guys are doing. I want to be a part of that, and I want to cross
Mhm.
you guys. And when you guys start walking and running, I walk and run with you. You know,
Wow.
so we look for, and we just, you know, kind of put them out. A lot of people who became a part of our team never probably, because we actually is afforded the opportunity to go on Channel 8 every year. Like the first
Nice.
you know, first year the first time I went, it was because of the book I wrote.
Okay.
You know, I have a client that's on there, and I have another client. Her husband is a producer. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course I had a friend that went on there as well with his clothing line. So
Okay.
got to make sure we get the producer because I know his wife a
Mm-hmm.
shirt. Okay, get it to him. So he had to come to my salon to get the shirt. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's you know,
Yeah.
my his wife will be like, well, she found out that I was going on another TV station in Shreveport, and
Mm-hmm.
she inboxed me. She was like, "We got to get you on Channel 8." I was like, "Okay." My client, she was like, "We got to get you on Channel 8. I'm gonna talk to Larry." And that's
Nice.
my wife was like, "Oh, you're gonna be on there," and it happened. But after
Beautiful.
they contacted me to be on
Mm-hmm.
their show, and I mean, some of the people that was on my team never been on TV, you know,
Wow.
and I had the chance or the decision to make if I wanted to get models.
Mm-hmm.
Because the lady was like, you can get models, you can have 5 models,
Wow.
and whatever you want to do, just let me know. Give me the outline of how you're gonna do it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm gonna get my natural department leader, my barber leader, so they can be a part of this. They can be on
Yeah.
TV. I'm gonna be on TV. So like just different things like that, and in the local radio stations, and they never got to really meet these people up close in person, but
Mm-hmm.
in a part of the hair show, they got that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's just one of the things that that encourages them and get them excited and motivated to be a part of it, because it puts you on a whole nother level. I'm like, you can't come in this and even lie and tell me that it didn't put you on a whole nother level, because I know.
True.
And if you work, I mean, you use it, I mean, however you need to use it to get to that level, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same putting in work.
Nice.
So that's good.
Beautiful. So I did tell Mr. Jerome DeMonte to reach out to you.
Mhm.
Um, and if you connect to him, just phenomenal. He's awesome. Um, he is a he's phenomenal. He is a celebrity stylist.
Okay.
He did the hair for Greenleaf and Boomerang and things like that. But he creates apparel and clothes, and he does all the designs, and he does avant-garde, and just
Oh,
beautiful.
okay.
He's the whole package. So I told him to get with you because he said actually your show was on his list to reach out to. So I told him definitely. Also, when have you realized, or when did you realize that your show, you're leaving a huge legacy?
Oh yeah, and that was. It's funny you said that, because that was my partner, because he was older than me. Of course, he was
Mm-hmm.
50, and he was like, "I'm finna be 50. I have to think about my family and leaving a legacy for my family." Like that was
Yeah.
his whole thing. So of course, me being the younger, I was just like, oh, "Okay, yeah, I get it, I understand." You know,
Mm-hmm.
after he passed away, it really like set in for me. Like, wow, we got
Wow.
to keep, for him and his legacy, and me, my legacy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, most definitely. And that's pretty much why I work so hard, because I think about that part of it, the
Beautiful.
how hard he worked, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that just pretty much ignites my drive.
Nice, nice. So, are any of your girls thinking of hairstyling?
My daughter did some faux locks. She is just my daughter was the one who just loved the business side of it. I used to bring her to the salon at 6 o'clock. So of course
Mm-hmm.
we up at 5. She'll be
Mm-hmm.
she'll beat me and come in there like, "Mom, I'm woke, I'm ready." I'm like, "Girl, it is 5:15. Some time." But
Wow.
we got to the salon and she rang up my clients, and the funniest thing, when she turned around and uh, got their card and things like that, she was like, "Do you want a tip?" And I was like, "Get that money."
She in there. She
Yeah,
know what to do.
right. It's like they couldn't resist. I was like, "Put $10 on there."
Um,
Yeah. But yeah, that was just, I mean, she is one of the ones that I think that will actually follow in the
Spirit of
footsteps.
Baton. Beautiful. Beautiful. So tell us about the book.
Okay, it's three of them things, but
Oh, nice, nice.
but the first one was pretty much about my life, because I had to understand why I was the way I was, and it really spoke to me. It was therapy for me. It made me understand other people from the spirit.
Nice.
Even having a conversation with someone, I can
Mm-hmm.
automatically get and understand how they was raised
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they past, they upbringing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's my life, stupid mistakes, and God's fate. Whatever was going to be destined, inevitable, that was going to happen, regardless of all the stuff I went through, the
Mm-hmm.
mistakes I went through. God was still going to have His divine intervention and have me be what He wanted me to be, regardless.
Yeah.
So, and that just make me understand life better, and accept other people better. However whatever they go through or went through, just being molested at a young age and just understanding that affected my entire life. You know,
Yes.
that
Yes.
I still deal with to this day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was I'm I know I have them right here. This is success.
Okay. Let's see them.
The other one. It's back. I'm in the office in my bookshelf back there, but the other one is back there. But this
Okay.
is anyone. What are you willing to sacrifice for success? I pretty much wrote this book after I went through bankruptcy,
Okay.
and really explaining to people how to view their money,
Mm-hmm.
respect their money, right? And just different things in the hair industry that I kind of broke down like, okay, this is what you can do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
of course, we wanted a house after we went through bankruptcy. And I was like, how am I save money? Like, I'm on the bills.
Yeah.
But then when I look at my POS and I look at my reports, I realized that I was making $5,000 to $7,000 in tips.
Through
First of all, what money at? What am
your
I?
hands. Just just because it's daily.
I was so ticked off when I seen it, and I didn't realize like where their money. Well, where's their money? You know. So what I did, I started saving my tips. Like my tips wasn't my money anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, started saving my tips, and that actually helped me buy a house.
Yeah.
So about things like that in the Success Anyone book. But
Mm-hmm.
now, what I'm working on now, Success Anyone Supercharged, is
Okay.
on a whole nother level. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that book is pretty much going to be walking into my retirement plan. You know,
Okay.
I turn 40 next month,
Mm-hmm.
but I retire by the time I'm 45. And
Okay.
just showing people, like we talk about, is levels to this. When you get to certain levels, you wanna see your life in a whole different
Mm-hmm.
vantage point or whatever. So I pretty much talk about some of the hardships we had at the salon and
Okay.
business, talk about the cosmetology industry,
Mm-hmm.
and just really giving them a viewpoint of going forward in retirement and
Mm-hmm.
how they look,
Yeah.
what like,
You, the one thing I always say about our industry, there's no um blueprint,
it's
so to speak. There's no path. Nobody really teaches us how to maneuver through this industry. It's very wide open, but if somebody can create, and we, by living it and going through it, and that's a beautiful thing that you're doing. So I highly commend you on that, creating a path.
right.
This is the direction you can take. You know, it's not all going to look the same, but it can give you some type of guidance, some type of layout.
Because as being a salon owner, we just did business as usual, just owning a salon and being able to pay the bills. That was
Mm-hmm.
that was good for us. And
Mm-hmm.
to um, a seminar with some people that was making crazy money,
Mm-hmm.
and we looking at our profits, P&L statements, and and we looking at theirs because we are side by side and we working in pairs. And
Mm-hmm.
the lady was like, "This is a safe place, so whatever we discuss here, it stays here." You know,
Yes.
somebody beside you have made $100,000 profit or a
Mm-hmm.
million profit. Like these, you hearing all this, you're okay, like what we doing wrong,
What
Lord?
am I doing wrong? Yeah.
So they have been repeatable systems in place that get them to this level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to implement these systems into our culture so we can be on that level.
Yes.
So stop thinking booth rental salons and we start thinking employees.
So I had this conversation with a friend the other day, and I actually had her do the math.
Come on
Um,
now.
oh yeah, I have, and all the students, I have them do the math, and I have them start with one client.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you build your salon based upon one client, an average ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I had them do the booth rental, and I have them do the employee-based salon. And when it's unbelievable to them
Yeah.
because they're taught oh, I'm just gonna booth rent. I just want to booth rent.
That part.
Yeah, booth rent benefits the
The,
stylist,
the,
the booth renter, but it doesn't benefit the
yeah.
salon owner. So yes, we do have to look at things very differently.
When we go to the drawing board, we say, okay, I got to have this to pay this bill. But
Mm-hmm.
I got to have this plus this to get a profit. So now we in the mindset of I don't want to just own a build, have a business and pay for their business. I have to make a profit.
You
And
have
if
to.
you don't understand that, then you're not my ideal stylist.
Mm-hmm.
Move on.
Yeah.
And that's something that I freely talk about now
Mm-hmm.
I'm unapologetically reaching for success.
Yes.
And if you're going to be in the way of that, then you might have to just go ahead and find somewhere else to work because
This may not be the salon for you.
right. I am.
I used to tell I may not be the stylist for you, or and that's okay
Up the
because,
street, they didn't. It's a salon on every corner, girl. Just go.
and in retrospect, because I was a previous salon owner, I think back like, if I had the guidance at that point and somebody to nurture me through that, because you think being a salon owner is glamorous, and I hear so many people say, well, I don't want to work in the salon. I just want to own the salon. Well, it's not going to make you any money if you're doing a booth rent salon. It's not going to make you anything.
You paying the bills.
You're paying bills.
You're working another job.
Yes. And going to have to keep working another job.
Like that's not where I want to be. And anyone who have some kind of ill feeling about someone that want to make money in a business, then you got some problems.
Yeah. Or go open your own business.
Right. Come on.
and learn from the person who has the experience, as we talked about. Learn from that person, glean from that person, get up under them, follow their lead, and then real leaders create leaders.
Right.
And then I can say, hey, go off and start your own salon, but now you know how to do it because you've walked through the process properly.
Whenever someone leave my salon, I'm like, don't leave and make me look bad. Because we us a little. But we have some stuff,
Yeah.
So when you leave here, make sure people know, like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what, because they taught them this, and this,
Right.
Like you haven't learned anything, then that's really on, because we are an open book when we there to help and to instill and to just, have them learn from our experiences.
Yes.
If you have a problem with filling the toilet paper in the restroom, then you might not going to be you probably won't be a salon owner.
True.
And if you do, your people are going to treat you the same way you treat us.
Definitely. So, Miss Cratina, what do you want to be remembered for most of all?
Funny you said that, because in the Supercharged book and reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, have to plan with the end in mind, right? So in this book, I start out talking about my funeral.
Okay.
My funeral and what they saying about me, So the thing is, whenever you think like that, that pretty much kind of, and you can kind of go backwards, right? So when I thought about that, me being in the hair industry and loving leadership, like that's because I love when other people learn. Like I can't talk about somebody because that's not going to help them if I talk about that. But if I come to you and say, hey, girl, we got to change some things.
Yes.
Help you. I want to be remembered as, and I want people to know that I work hard, and I work hard for you if you want to work hard for yourself.
Definitely.
I'm here to lend a helping hand. I want to see you win. I want to see you grow, because it's not all about me. It's about us, getting to the level, to be able to say that, like, man, she for real. She supported other people. She opened up doors for other people, but seriously watch us grow and help us grow. Like she seriously did that. So that's some things that I really want people to know about, Cratina Webb, or experience with Cratina Webb. Like, dang, she real, and that's one thing I ain't bullshit you. Like, I'm real, you know,
Mhm.
because I do nuggets that'll help, you know. And if I tell you, girl, my life is perfect. I don't go through nothing. I ain't
Mhm.
have hardships.
Yeah.
You gonna feel like, okay, well, I can't come to you and talk to you then because you're perfect. But if I expose the bankruptcy, if I expose that I was molested when I was younger, if I expose
Mhm.
mother didn't have the best relationship, you know, if I expose those things, then you become humanized and people like, wow, she done been through
Yep.
the same struggle, you know, I done been through, you know,
Mhm.
and you become relatable.
Relatable. Yes.
So I just want to be that person that can be relatable and people can see, wow, you know, she succeeded and still went through all that and still succeeded, you know.
Mhm. Now, how can we find these books?
Okay, my website c5-e.com. I have them available on there. That's pretty much where I send people to purchase my any of my material.
Okay.
c5.com.
Nice, nice. And so what's coming up after COVID? What can we whenever we can, what do we have to look forward to
I
from you?
just like when I was on maternity leave, I couldn't wait to be just back in the salon, right?
Mhm.
Right here has ignited a fire in me. Like I'm gonna really start now I'm pushing towards my retirement plan, like what I'm gonna be
Right.
doing from behind the chair
Mhm.
and consulting business. So we are really pushing the consulting business, you know, just giving people salon solutions, you know, giving them repeatable systems to actually implement in their salon to take their salon to the next level. If you're talking about owner salon, I mean, just stylists, even barbers, you know,
Mhm.
anyone they want to go to the next level, we'll be doing consulting. And they can find that on the website as well. And then, of course, just still pushing the show, you know, trying to see when we're going to actually come out and do the show because, of course, it got rescheduled. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, and just education. You know, my Hair Royals team, they so ready to just get back out there and do some things. So we'll be doing a lot of tours and things like that once the world for real opens back.
Open for real. That's the key. So has your salon opened back up?
Yes, we actually did a soft opening 2 weeks ago, and then this week was our first actual official week back. You know,
Okay.
we made sure we implemented, you know, taking their temperatures. They have to sign waivers. They have to wash their hands when they come in. You know, they
Mhm.
got masks, like all that stuff. We made sure. Of course, we wear the full PPE as well. So,
Yes.
um, yeah, and they respect it. They
Good.
want their hair done, and they don't mind the prices.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, and I know we need to go ahead and close out shortly, well soon. Um, what where can they find your hair products?
Mhm.
Is that online too on your website?
That's on C5E, but then we have a separate website for that as well. Is girltalkhaircaresystem.com. You know,
Okay.
find that and on my salon website as well. So of course we have it on each website so they can get it, you know. So but they're on and then Amazon. We sell it on Amazon as well.
Nice. And the salon. So are you accepting any new clients or not at the moment?
Um not for me, not at the moment. I, I'm trying to get all my regulars in, but I have other girls in the salon. So yes, and that website is girltalkhair.com.
Nice. Nice. So anything you want to leave people with? Oh, wait, my mom. This is always for my mom. She loves these 5 fun facts. So she want to hear some fun facts. Tell me 5 about you.
Um, okay. Five facts. Let me see. Like I already mentioned that I'm a goofball. I just love having fun. You know, like that. That's one thing about me. But another thing is I love to cook.
Oh, nice.
I'm saying it out loud now. Because
I don't say that out loud.
why I didn't say it because I was so busy. I didn't want that responsibility to have to do that because I knew I was. But during this time, you know, I embraced it, you know, and my husband they loved it, you know. So that's one thing. I mean, I'm a go-getter. I that drive that was created in me, and it
Mhm.
come from the fact that I have kids.
Yes.
You know, that came from the fact that people telling me no and I couldn't do it.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and then that I believe in God, but I'm not the Bible toter. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
everyone for the sins that they have committed. You
Yeah. Mhm.
I just let my light shine. I love the Lord, and I just do me, and He knows my heart.
Amen.
Say that
Amen.
jacked up, but He knows my heart.
With that, everybody's a work in progress.
We are.
Everybody. Now, if somebody say they have obtained, then they shouldn't. We shouldn't be talking to them. Then
You did. If you
you gone. So yes, everybody's a work in progress.
most definitely. But yeah, I just like I say, I love what I do, and I'm gonna forever be that girl that's pushing to that's gonna always be me. I could just feel it, always pushing the envelope, So yeah.
Nice. Okay. And what would you and what would you leave people with?
But that really just that, dream big, don't sleep. And people are like, what? That's an oxymoron. What that mean? You
Mhm.
know, have big dreams, but don't sleep on them. You know,
Yes.
again, it's back to what are you willing to sacrifice? Sacrifice some things so you can get to the next level. Like because we know who our God is. You can dream the biggest dream and be able to obtain it if you're willing to put in the work. You know,
Exactly. Exactly. I don't want to take the gifts to the grave. I don't.
let's spread them here on above.
Yes. Yes. So there you have it. This is Miss Cratina Webb. I will forever call her girl boss because she is a boss, babe. I love it. I commend you on everything that you are doing. And I so appreciate your time because I know it's valuable. And I'm glad that we had the time to do this.
Oh yes, most definitely. I enjoy
Oh, excellent. Same here. Same here.
God.
All right. Love you, darling. You be blessed.
All right.
Okay.